So I want to talk about this. The newest Raw superstar, Penta, finally making his debut on WWE TV on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And his debut was awesome. Sorry it took me a while to talk about this. I've been pretty busy at work and different things going on in my real world, so I haven't had a chance to do a video, a pro wrestling video, or even just a funny video that I sometimes do on my beautiful wife. But those videos are coming back soon. But I want to talk about Penta. I would have loved to seen him do his debut in the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix in LA, because I was there personally, but I understand why they waited till they were in San Jose and basically in the San Diego area. That's where his family is at right now when they're not in Mexico. So his family was able to be there, and it was a good moment for him. And there's a lot of Latinos up there as well, so people knew who he was. Everybody was doing the Cero Miedo, his hand gestures. They were saying the catchphrase, so that was awesome. I get it. Now let's talk about. So now he already had a match against Chad Gable. That was his first match. Awesome match. Second, he won that match. Then his second match was against Pete Dunne last week on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. He won that match. But now let's talk about Sid going forward. So let's talk about this backstage segment. Chad Gable went to Dominic and asked him to help him with his luchador problem. He wants to defeat a luchador because he's lost. He explained he lost to Penta. He's lost in the past to Rey Mysterio, and he's also lost to Dragon Lee as well. So he needs a solution to beat the luchadors, especially Penta. So most likely we're gonna get a rematch between Penta and Chad Gable, because he wants to be able to defeat all luchadors. And Dominic gave him this piece of paper, I guess a phone number of someone that Chad Gable can call and ask for help. Chad Gable, is this the guy? Dominic says yes. Now everybody's talking about who could it be. A lot of people are saying maybe it's Aleister Black, who is Malachi Black right now in AEW, who already sounds like he is leaving AEW. But as of right now, according to reports, he's still under contract. He is leaving, but he's still under contract until, I believe, around February or March, around that area timetable. But it's going to be a while, a little bit, before Aleister Black makes his debut or return to WWE. So, will this story hold until Aleister Black comes, or will it be someone else? This is my suggestion or my idea who I think could be the guy in that phone number. At the end of the day, I think Chad Gable will go to Aleister Black and ask for help, but I don't think he's the guy in the number. I think the guy in the number, sooner rather than later, will hook Chad Gable up with Aleister Black. He will be like the bridge to Aleister Black. And let's talk about who could that be, in my opinion. There's two options in the way I see it. My number one choice, in my opinion, is WWE brings in Vampiro as a consultant to Chad Gable, because he has a lot of history, especially in Lucha Underground, which Michael Cole has talked about on commentary when Penta's out. Says that Penta is a former Lucha Underground heavyweight champion, so they do mention Lucha Underground, and he has a lot of connections with Penta, because if you remember, if you haven't seen Lucha Underground, go check it out on YouTube. But that was his mentor. That was Penta's mentor. That was his, I guess, his coach, his leader, his boss, whatever you want to call it. That was his guy. Okay, that was who he looks up to, especially on Lucha Underground and in Lucha Libre in general. Not only that, Vampiro has connections with Rey Mysterio, has connection, I'm sure, with Rey Fénix, which is Penta's brother, which he'll be coming soon to WWE as well. And he has connection, I'm sure he has some sort of connection with Dragon Lee in the Lucha Libre world. I know WWE has never done business with him, with Vampiro, but if you think about it, there's rumors going out. It's not official, but there's rumors that Backlash will be in Mexico. And if you're going to do Backlash in Mexico, you're going to need people that they know. And one of the people that they know very well over there in Mexico is Vampiro. So if you bring him in, he's not going to be able to wrestle. He's old already, but he could be like a mentor. And then at the end of the day, Chad Gable, once he finds everything he needs to know about how to beat Penta, he can use Vampiro and maybe even attack him a little bit and make it personal with Penta, and that's gonna make Penta pissed, and maybe even make Penta and Vampiro to get put together as manager. He could be even the manager of Penta. So you can work that out into the story, and then you can bring in later on Aleister Black. Another name that I think could be possible as bringing in, if Vampiro's too old and maybe he can't travel. I'm not sure. I've heard different stories. They're saying that he may not be able to travel. He's too old. He won't be able to do anything physical. So if you don't want to do anything with Vampiro, another person that you can bring in, Conan. He can sign a Legends deal with WWE. You bring him as a manager. He has experience in the Lucha Libre world. He's part of AAA and CML, all those Lucha. I'm not sure which one. I think it's AAA he's more in part of. I'm not 100% sure. But you have Conan, who's a part of the Lucha Libre world, who's always in Mexico doing shows over there. And then he has experience with Rey Fénix. He has experience with Penta. He has experience with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee. He is the godfather, I believe. Rey Mysterio has said he is the actual godfather of Dominic. So it makes sense that Dominic gives him the number of Conan. And maybe Conan can first start off helping Chad Gable, and then Chad can turn on him, and then Conan can be the manager of Penta, especially going into Backlash if it's in Mexico. So you can bring in Conan, you can bring in Vampiro to start the feud between Penta and the whole, Chad Gable and his group. And then when they turn on him, maybe Penta will try to get the LWO to help him, and then they will have the advantage. And that's when like around February, April, that's when you bring in Aleister Black to go up against Penta. And maybe at WrestleMania or after WrestleMania, we can get Penta versus Aleister Black. And that would be awesome. Like I said, we could get Penta versus Aleister Black at Backlash, at WrestleMania, after Backlash. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could potentially happen. But I think Conan or Vampiro is the perfect person to put in until Aleister Black can come in. Because remember, Chad Gable said, it's time for me to learn the dark arts of Lucha Libre. So the best guys to do it is Vampiro and Conan. Either or would be great. What do you guys think? Comments down below. Who do you guys think will be coming to WWE to help Chad Gable in his storyline trying to beat the Lucha Libre world? And what do you guys think of my idea? Comment down below.